Good afternoon. So that was all right. The front row did okay. I'll try again. Good afternoon. That was really good. Thank you. You make me feel good about myself. My name is Craig Beals. I am a science teacher in Montana. If you don't know where that is, it's very close to Canada. Billings, Montana. What? What? That's where I teach.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys won the state champion this year.
Yeah, so you went to school at Billings Senior. That's where I teach. Where do you live now?
LA.
Well, this is a small world. I'll have to visit with you at the end here, but boy, there's only like 100 people in the whole state, so to run into you, this is really awesome. But anyway, I'm a science teacher, and I teach chemistry, and I didn't necessarily love science when I was taking it as a young person, and somehow I ended up as a science teacher. And when I did, I really wanted to sort of change the notion of what science was, at least for my students. And it's been a really good place for me, having severe adult ADD, hanging out with 16, 17, 18-year-olds just works out pretty well. In 2015, I was fortunate to be named the Montana Teacher of the Year, and a lot of that is that I just have a real passion for young people, for education, and especially for science, which is why I'm here today. I'll talk about the other things up there in just a little bit, but first, just so you know what's going on here with the Invisible Labs. I'm Craig Beals. Ready? What I really like about science is when it explains things that we can't always see, which is why I've teamed up with this crew from FLIR. There goes nothing. This is amazingly bright. Nice! Ice cube. I'm gonna sit on this. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Nice! Pioneer Park. He knows that park. So FLIR and the thermal technology offers a really, really interesting way for me to be able to teach science in a way that we've never been able to do it before. And to kind of showcase that and show, you know, there was one thing they told me when I was coming to Las Vegas Convention Center was that I couldn't blow anything up using hot explosive things. So we're gonna go the other route today. I've got a CO2 tank on my back. This is the kind that runs the pop machines, you know, or the beer tap or whatever that might be. And then I've dissected a pressure washer here, and I've got some braided cord and then some PVC. So this is my really low-tech cryo gun to freeze to freeze you. Nobody will get hurt, I don't think. But it should be snowing here any minute. So I'm going to test this thing out, see if we can get it to snow in Las Vegas. And I would ask you the last time that it snowed in Las Vegas, but I'll just tell you it was yesterday at the FLIR booth. And so we'll see if it'll happen again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Holy cow! It was building up some static up here too. Did you cool down? Now I'm going to try again. You ready? But I don't want to get static on that. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Look at that, that feels good. So anyway, we've officially made it snow in Las Vegas, which is exciting, and nobody got hurt yet. We've got lots more to show you with plenty of cold stuff. I'm going to switch back to the heat here with making glass. You can see it stretching out across there. You see that? Like a glow underneath the sand. Yeah, look, it's coming up to the top. Look it. That's glass.
That's glass.
Glass. Nice. So the young man in there is a former student of mine who is now in electrical, he's going to school to be an electrical engineer.
And so I've kept in contact with him, and he's a pretty amazing young guy. And anytime I need to do experiments with electricity, I bring him in because, well, I don't want to die, and I don't know enough about electricity to survive what he's doing. And his parents really appreciate that, I think, that I put him in charge of the electricity. I've moved down a little bit, so if you can't see in the back, I'll do the best I can. We all will. But I've got something up here that some of us are familiar with. This is liquid nitrogen. Liquid nitrogen is minus 320 degrees Fahrenheit. So when we take it out of its container, it immediately goes from a liquid into a gas. It's boiling. It's boiling. So check this out. There you go. And you're supposed to be really careful with this stuff. Apparently. It's too many rules, right? So it's boiling. Look at that. Boiling. Stuff going everywhere. And it's freezing. It's nice and cool up here right now. I've got some special gloves. And I was in, part of the reason I got hooked up with the FLIR team was that I hosted a special for the History Channel that was about the Yellowstone supervolcano. So Yellowstone National Park is just a huge volcano waiting to blow up. So we have that to look forward to. And there's a lot of thermal energy underground, but obviously we can't see that with our own eyes. So in the show, we used the FLIR technology to be able to really see that energy underground, and it was awesome. It completely changed the way I look at Yellowstone National Park when I'm there. And I really wanted to be able to bring Yellowstone National Park here, but apparently that wasn't possible. So I thought I would bring Old Faithful with me, or at least my representation of Old Faithful. So I've got a pop bottle. And then what I've done is taken some glass tubing and a rubber stopper. We're going to use the liquid nitrogen because we don't want to use anything too hot. So I'm going to use the liquid nitrogen I've got here and fill this up a little bit. Now remember, we're trying to do Old Faithful. And Old Faithful is a geyser that shoots steaming hot water up into the air. We're going to shoot freezing, boiling water, the liquid nitrogen up in the air. So let's see if this will work. Here we go. Yeah, check it out. Old Faithful. Hey, that's a good one, huh? Feels good in the front row. Oh, thank you. Applause even. Nice. Yeah, well, it wasn't magic. It's just science. So, but you can see it's still going a little bit, some of the gas escaping out of there. So there's Old Faithful. Now, we'll try that again at the end. But I was, my son just had a birthday party a couple weeks ago. And at the birthday party, we had these, you know, these things like that. And I got to thinking, wait a minute, what if I took the Old Faithful thing and, you know, caused the liquid nitrogen to make the noise instead of me doing it, which is just out of sheer laziness, really. And so I'm going to put a little more back in there. I'm going to set this on the top. And we got to get a little bit of pressure built up in there. So you can see right now it's not doing much. But if we put it in regular water, oh, hey, whoa, that turns into a rocket a little bit too. Yeah, it's chilly. Chilly, about minus 320. So we got that. But then I was thinking, wait a minute, because that was kind of boring, that what if I took one of those air horns apart? You know, you pump the air horn up and it makes a noise. And I thought, well, what if I do that? So I did. Let's see. You got to be careful with this stuff. You don't want to get it on your tabletop. At least that's what they told me. Okay, so I just super glue. Yeah, do you? There's no utility to this at all. There's no reason. It's just, as I mentioned, adult ADD, it's, you know, it's the simple things in life when you got adult ADD. So I'm going to get this cleaned up, switch gears to the next one while we go back to the hot stuff on the big FLIR vision up here.
We've got Kylo Ren. Now, Kylo Ren used the power of the sun to destroy planets. In a twist of irony here, we're going to use the power of the sun to potentially give Kylo a little taste of his own medicine. There you go, Kylo Ren. Look at that. Oh my gosh, his face burst into flame. See, it's not nice using the sun to burn things. It's a good lesson for all of the villains out there. we oftentimes underappreciate the sun. I mean, it's 93 million miles away, it shows up every day, and it goes away every night, and it's just always there. But there's so much energy. The entire world, the entire Earth system gets its energy from the sun, from tides to hurricanes to weather patterns to clouds to everything else. It's all from the sun. And we're just using a little piece of it here to remind poor Kylo Ren the true power of the sun. Boom, 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 boom. Nice!
All right, so back to the cold stuff. We're going to put a little more liquid nitrogen out of our dewar into this. And as I mentioned before, they said that we couldn't blow anything up at the Las Vegas Convention Center using fire. They failed to mention liquid nitrogen, so we're going to attempt that. If I get thrown out of here, well, you guys can stay and enjoy the show. So, going back to my water bottle, and I'm going to add some liquid nitrogen into it, and then I'm going to cap it off with the balloon. Now remember, the liquid is turning into a gas, therefore it's going to take up a greater amount of space, a greater volume. So the balloon is empty. When I put it over the top, it's going to start to expand, and that's because the liquid nitrogen is evaporating. So that's not doing much, but what if we put the liquid nitrogen inside the balloon? Ooh, yeah! You guys just scary, isn't it? Science is scary. Okay, I think we can do better. I mean, I know we can do better. So I've got another balloon here. We're going to try to get it to make a big boom. Sometimes it freezes the nozzle of the balloon, and it blows up very quickly. Maybe we should be issuing safety glasses there to the front row. Next time we'll think of that. All right. There you go. Oh. Yes, they told me to be careful with this stuff. I don't know why they would even give it to me. Okay, going in. Try one more time. Oh, nope, not gonna go this time. That's just draining. One thing I wanted to show you. So there's still liquid nitrogen in there. It broke the nozzle off, so it's not gonna blow up. I'll try this again at the end. But you can see through the balloon, and you can see the liquid nitrogen inside the balloon. That's crazy. I mean, you can't, that's powerful when you're doing stuff like that with students. I mean, all of us here, we think that's pretty cool. So, there we go. It's all expanded. It's all escaping. We can see right through that balloon and see the liquid. And I will try one more time at the end to see if we can get a balloon to blow up. But before we do that, I got to let my hand warm up, and we'll switch gears to some hot stuff.
I have no idea what this is going to look like, but if it works out and I survive, we might be able to see friction in a way we've never, ever seen it before. I hope that ski is completely melted when I get done. Just trash. And I hope there's pieces of hot wax all over this parking lot. There goes nothing. I don't know which is more hot, me out here in 90-degree heat or the skis. So I've survived the first Olympic trials of the asphalt skiing competition. Nice.
I barely survived the asphalt skiing. Now, I haven't always been a teacher. Before I was a teacher, I was a dragon trainer. At least that's what I tell my students. Dragons aren't real as far as I know, but that's what I tell them. And part of what we would do with the dragons every morning, so the story goes, is feed them breakfast. And what do dragons have for breakfast? Well, they have dragon cereal. What is dragon cereal? It's liquid nitrogen and graham crackers. So I've got some graham crackers here. I'm going to crunch them up and I'm going to dump them in the liquid nitrogen. Now, we all know that dragons breathe fire, of course, and, whoa, hey, we got like boiling dragon cereal. They breathe fire, so they need to take in a little liquid nitrogen so they cool down. Now, when they have smoke coming out of their faces, that's not because of the fire, that's because of the dragon cereal, because it's cold. So this is sitting in there, chilling nicely, and I'm going to see if I can simulate what happens with the dragons. So I'm going to eat the liquid nitrogen. I don't know if it's the best idea, but we're going to go for it. Oh, let me get a bigger chunk than that. So I've got some graham crackers here that have been soaking in the liquid nitrogen. Yeah. Okay, let me get up here. The dragons. Oh, dragon cereal. Okay. Now, I need 5 volunteers, whoever's ready, to come up here on stage, right up here. Come on down. Be brave, it won't hurt you. Hop up there. I'm going to hand you a piece of dragon cereal. Chew it up. There are a couple of rules, and then everybody's going to get to try it if you want to try it. Take a selfie, go over to the thermi station and take a thermi with smoke coming out of your face. Yeah, thermi station is right back over there. He's got his hands up. But anybody else? Come on up. Okay, hop up there on stage. Now there's 2 rules. Rule number 1 is don't leave it on your tongue because it's like it'll freeze to your tongue and then you won't have a tongue. Rule number 2 is when you chew it up, don't swallow it until all of the gases come off because that gas is going to go in your belly, and then once it's in your belly, it only has 2 places to go. And I'm not an anatomy teacher, so I'm not sure where it's going to go, and I'm not going to go there. But let's see how they do. Okay. All right. You just grab a piece. You don't have to wait for me or anybody. You grab a chunk, chew it up fast. Show us the magic of the dragon cereal. Yeah. Oh, you guys are doing good work. Okay. So here's yeah. You've done this before. Yeah. You're like, oh, all the time. This is what I have for breakfast every day. There's a whole bunch of graham crackers up here. Thank you, guys. I appreciate your help. I want everybody to have a chance to taste liquid nitrogen. Remember to follow those 2 rules that I just mentioned. And I think that's, yeah. Okay, and I think they've got some T-shirts that say Invisible Labs with Craig Beals, which is weird to have your name on a T-shirt. But if you're me, it's cool, because then you're going to have my name on you, which is creepy, but that's okay. So I'm going to set out the dragon cereal here as you come up. I think they're going to scan you, get you a T-shirt. I appreciate you coming and watching science today. And remember, if you love this kind of stuff, go into your local school, help your teacher out, and maybe take some liquid nitrogen along with you or a FLIR camera. Teachers love that. So come on down. We'll get you some dragon cereal.
Ladies and gentlemen, Craig Beals.